Mexico City is arguably the best remote work hub in the world right now. The time zone aligns, the food is incredible, and the Wi-Fi is solid. But the city's true infrastructure operates almost entirely in Spanish. The traditional advice tells you to download an app and drill 2,000 vocabulary words into your brain before your flight. That takes months, and frankly, nobody actually does it. The alternative is showing up and relying entirely on English. You can absolutely survive doing this, but it geographically restricts you to neighborhoods like Roma Norte and Condesa. Living in that bubble comes with a direct financial cost, the English tax. You end up paying premium, foreign-facing rent prices and eating from curated, marked-up tourist menus. That leaves you with a dilemma. You need functional access to the city on day one, but you do not have the time to achieve genuine fluency before you land. The good news is that operational survival in CDMX does not require you to be fluent. It requires a highly targeted, situational vocabulary. This chart shows the 3 paths you can take. You can wait until you're fluent, which is a dead end. You can rely on English, which gets expensive. Or you can aim for minimum viable Spanish. This strategy isolates just 20 to 30 high-leverage phrases. We ignore the grammar rules and focus exclusively on the specific lines you need to secure housing, find a workspace, and navigate local bureaucracy. In a street-level interaction, a local will respond much better to 3 correct phrases delivered quickly than to 50 words spoken with freezing hesitation mid-sentence. We are treating language acquisition as a logistical tool. It is about linguistic return on investment, putting in the minimum possible effort to gain the maximum possible operational clarity and freedom in the city. The first critical domain is your workspace. Mexico City has incredible cafe culture, and many spots double as informal co-working spaces during the week. But you need to know how to ask for the Wi-Fi password and get explicit permission to stay for a few hours immediately upon walking in. Asking these questions at the counter signals to the staff that you are a worker, not just a tourist passing through. It sets clear expectations before they need the table for the afternoon rush. There is a trade-off here. You bypass the ability to make casual small talk, but in exchange, you guarantee access to an outlet and a stable work environment. Knowing the specific local vocabulary matters too. You need to know the difference between ordering a standard espresso americano and a traditional spiced café de olla. Mastering this very narrow slice of cafe vocabulary makes an intimidating local coffee shop a reliable, stress-free office. The highest stakes financial domain for any nomad is housing. To step outside the expensive Airbnb ecosystem, you need to navigate the local long-stay rental market. Most landlords here operate entirely on WhatsApp. You have to use direct Spanish to explicitly ask if the monthly rent includes utilities, specifically electricity, which is often left out. Deploying these targeted questions early quickly filters out landlords who aren't willing to offer month-to-month terms or draw up a formal rental contract. The trade-off is clear. You save thousands of pesos, but you are now responsible for coordinating your own maintenance issues instead of relying on a premium English-speaking concierge. You also have to understand the local concept of ahorita. When you're waiting for a plumber, ahorita doesn't mean right now. It means somewhere between 5 minutes and later today. Using polite, direct Spanish on WhatsApp is how you bypass tourist markups and reach genuine local rental rates. The final survival domain is navigating the unforgiving rules of Mexican government and financial bureaucracy. At the airport, you must ask the immigration officer exactly how many days of stay they are handwriting onto your tourist card. Failing to verify that number before you leave the counter can lead to accidental, illegal visa overstays if the officer gave you fewer than the standard 180 days. You also need specific banking phrases to determine if a local branch, like BBVA or Banco Azteca, will let you open an account with just a passport instead of a resident visa. The core challenge here is that officials speak incredibly fast. You must know how to politely ask them to repeat themselves so you don't agree to something you don't understand. Mastering bureaucratic Spanish is not about making friends. It is strictly about protecting your legal status and preventing hours of wasted time in government lines. This matrix maps how minimum viable Spanish dictates where you can live. In Roma Norte and Condesa, rent peaks but required Squires is near zero. Further out in Narvarte or Centro, rent plummets but required Spanish jumps significantly. In these deeper neighborhoods, you cannot rely on bilingual menus or forgiving servers who will switch to English the moment you struggle. Daily survival here depends entirely on the confident execution of your situational vocabulary for navigating street markets, visiting local hardware stores, and taking local transport. Your willingness to rely on imperfect, functional Spanish directly controls how affordable and authentic your daily life in the city will be. For the digital nomad, situational confidence beats total vocabulary volume in every real-world scenario. If you are a survivalist, meaning you are time-poor, accept the Roma Norte bubble, but drill your cafe ordering and polite complaint vocabulary to absolute perfection. If you are an integrator who wants deep culture and low rent, target Narvarte and focus your energy entirely on mastering lease negotiation and direct street phrases. This is where standard language apps fail. They teach you how to ask for directions to a library, not how to negotiate a broken internet router with your landlord. That is why we recommend the Street Tongue app. Its custom AI scenarios drilled these specific, high-stakes CDMX street interactions until they become automatic. Tell us in the comments which specific CDMX scenario gives you the most anxiety: dealing with landlords, navigating markets, or talking to immigration officials, and we will reply with the exact phrase you